Hi, good morning. It is Saturday, September 10th, and man, it is a gorgeous day out here today. Kind of chilly. It was 38 degrees, I think, out at our house this morning. But we got the hangar door open. It's warming up nice, and it's just going to be a great day today. Today we are going to continue with the the Station 8 rudder cable pulleys. Had some great advice from Ruben that sounds like this is an expected behavior until the cable lay kind of wears into that pulley is what he is saying. So thanks, Ruben, for that. Rands didn't really have too much of an answer other than it seemed to be okay to them. So we're going to put this back together. I guess we've got it together. We're probably going to see if we can finish up on the return cables that are up in the front. And maybe we'll get the cable tensioned up today. The other thing we're going to do is continue on with our flap handle installation. I'm not super happy with how that kind of goes together, so I think I'm going to refabricate the spacers. I think they're a little bit too short from what they spec in the book, so I'm going to redo those. We'll put that together, see how it fits and comes together, and outside of that, we'll just have to see what the day brings. So yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yes, yes. It's all good. We're getting this rudder return cable put together here, and there isn't really any clear instructions on how the steps to go through and do this, but what I figured I would do is we've got let's see if you can see it. Can't see it. So we screwed down the nut on the back of that nut. We just screwed that down all the way right there, and I just used a plain nut on that. I'm not using a shear nut. Not using a shear nut on it right now until we get it finalized. Then we'll put the shear nut on there. So just for ease of adjustment and backing that off and on, I'm just using a plain nut. So anyway, got that screwed down there, and I left the return cables, the aft return cables, off, and we got the cable tension set here how we had it before. And so what I'm going to do now is loosen that nut so it loosens that front return. Then we'll put this on there. Those tangs attach where the forward return attaches, so we'll attach those there. Re-tighten that nut so it brings the tension back in to the rudder cable and the forward return cable, and we'll check the fit or the tension on this. There's not a tension value, but just to make sure that it's tight. So, and then if we need to adjust it, we'll back that nut off, adjust it, put the nut back in, tighten that down, check it, and once we're satisfied, then we'll pull that nut off and put the tension shear nut back on there. All right, got this rudder return cable put in, and all got some pretty good tension on there. Not super tight, just enough to hold those pedals there. And we've got the rudder cable is done, and that's actually we've got that tension to, it's right around 20 pounds where it's at, but I would bet that it would slack just a little bit over time. But yeah, we got this put in and done. I didn't show too much of it. It's just a lot of back and forth of taking this loose, taking that nut loose, readjusting these tangs here, you know, which different spots that you put them in. And we did end up with these rudder cables all the way to the front, or I should say these tangs all the way to the front setting, and then I can't remember exactly which tang, which hole in the tang these are in, but we've got them all set up there. So we've got good tension on the returns and good tension on the rudder cable. Alright, I want to talk a little bit about the flap handle assembly. Got this kind of finished up, well, not finished up, but fit up. Ended up, I made two new bushings. I made a larger bushing for back here, and I made one just slightly larger in length, longer in length here. And they are a little bit thicker material, so we'll see when we get it closer to getting this all, getting the flaps connected and all that once the wings are on. We'll see if this causes any problems. I can't see that it would, but you never know. That we'll see what we get. So I went with this calls for 5/8 inch in the book, and I ended up making this 3/4 0.75, and this top one ended up being 1.08 inches, so we did that. And the other thing I did ended up having to do was let's see, I did a thick washer on this bottom on both sides on the inside, and then a thin washer out here. Then we had to go with another dash longer bolt here, and also a dash longer bolt back here. I think we went from a dash 15 to a dash 16, and I think this went from a dash 14 to a dash 15. So that's that. What my goal was here was to take the bottom was getting smashed together and putting tension on this part of the plate here. It was bowed around this part of the plate on both sides, so that alleviated that when I made this wider and went with those two thick washers in the front there. And this bottom back top one, it was coming in on the top, so the bottom was wider than the top. So making this 3/4 just straightened this out here so that those are both parallel there, and everything seems to fit up with no drama. So that's where we're at on that. We'll see later on as we progress if that was a mistake, but we've got the original bushings handy, and obviously we've got the bolts and that we can use if we need to. So that's flap handle assembly is in place, not tightened down or anything, but in place. Decided to get started on the Aileron cables controls. So we'll be connecting there's a short cable that goes from the control stick out to the side, around the corner, and through that spot right there. Those two tangs will be a pulley there, and then right in the back here is where the long aileron cable from the wing will come in up here and then down, and then we'll connect up to that. So we can do the cabling up to that point without having the wings attached. So we'll get that stuff in place and see how far we get. Man, look at this fantastic weather today. Beautiful day today. What did it get up to, like 75, maybe. 70 maybe? Really nice day today. But sounds like we might have the smoke rolling back in here in the next day or two. We're done for today. And we got, as you saw, we started with some the aileron cabling for the front, half of it anyways. Can't do the rest of it till the wings are on. Got our flap handle situation squared away, and got rudder is rigged. Cable tensions are set, and yeah, so it's a pretty good day today, I think. We'll be back up tomorrow. I think we might start heading into the territory of some of the stuff down here. We've got autopilot trim servos that need mounting. We'll get started on that. We've got some fuel pump stuff, battery installation, header tank, start looking at that stuff. But yeah, so I did, you can't see it, the shadows are getting long. It's getting on towards fall here, but we put the transponder antenna in, just bolted that in quick, so to make sure as we're doing all this other stuff that we don't have to, so we've got consideration for that. So anyways, but yeah, well, we'll be back tomorrow. So hey, have a good evening. Thank you very much for watching, and comments, suggestions are appreciated. And that's it for now.